Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this very, very special segment today, where we are going to be talking about the upcoming Ganga Aarathi happening right here in Brisbane. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this very special segment in the community segment. And today we are going to be talking about something which might be a very, very first in Brisbane, well, at least, of this caliber, which is celebrating Ganga Dasera and Ganga Aarathi. With that, I'd like to welcome into the studios Marina and Sylvester Dasan. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And it is wonderful to have you in the studios and talking about this very beautiful function or event that is going to be happening. So, first of all, just for our listeners, why are we organizing Ganga Aarathi in Brisbane?
Should I answer that one? Yeah, sure. Well, I guess Ganga Aarathi and Ganga Dasera, but Ganga Aarathi itself is such a much loved Aarathi which is performed throughout India at all the sacred rivers, and it's really something which people, young and old, families, all sorts of people attended, and it really brings the community together and it connects people to Mother Nature, and so we thought it would be really wonderful to bring that to Brisbane and to honour our own Brisbane River. So that's why we're doing it, to celebrate Ganga Dasera on the Brisbane River.
And that is a wonderful thing that it's happening right here in Brisbane, while Brisbane is a river city. So it is wonderful that we're bringing right here to Brisbane as well. So, looking at the Aarathi itself, Ganga Aarathi, so what is the meaning of Ganga Aarathi?
So Ganga Aarathi is something, it's honoring the river and respecting the Mother Nature. One of our basic needs is water. So as Marina said before, that we in India, whenever we travel, we always see that we always go to sacred places, and especially to sacred rivers, and we go and attend all the different aartis in different parts of India. So we thought of it would be a good idea to do in Brisbane as well, because we drink Brisbane River, but we don't river water, and but we don't realize that how much she is giving to everyone in Brisbane. So we thought of it, it's a sign of respect to the Mother Ganga, or the Mother River of Brisbane, and that's the reason why we thought of just giving an honor to her and respecting Mother River. Yeah.
And what the amazing and what a good gesture that looking after and respecting, giving that respect to the rivers. So what is the story behind, when you look at India, all the elements, we place a lot of importance on them. So what's the story or legend behind the rivers in India, and why are they worshipped?
So there are many stories actually, and really Ganga herself is mentioned in the really ancient scriptures many times. The story of Ganga herself is that she came from the toe of Lord Vishnu. She was captured by Lord Brahma in his water pot, in his sacred pot, and she was born in that pot. And she stayed in the celestial heavens as the darling of everyone. And she was given the power really to grant moksha. And then in terms of how she came on earth, it's actually a story that is way before Lord Rama even and his ancestors. There were 3 generations of kings who did a lot of penance to bring her onto the earth so that she could give moksha to their ancestors who had died through a curse. It's a very long story which I won't go into now. But anyway, they were successful after 3 generations of kings doing penance to bring her onto the earth to grant moksha. But then when she started to come down on the earth, because she didn't want to come to the earth, she came with full force, and they realized that she might be able to flood the entire earth. So then they continued to do their penance so that Lord Shiva would come to receive her, to basically cushion her fall from the celestial heavens onto the earth. So then she fell down into Lord Shiva's hair, and he captured her in his hair, and then he gently let her go onto the earth in 7 streams. So the main stream is Ganga, and the other streams are the other sacred rivers. And that's why she's honoured throughout all of those rivers. And so she came down at a place in Gangotri, at a place called Suryakund, which when you go there today, it's amazing. The water just rushes really fast. It's very, very loud. And then she went further down and she comes out at the Bay of Bengal. But actually her actual underground source, they say it's actually at Kailash, which makes sense if she was cushioned by Lord Shiva when she came down. And then she comes out into India at a glacier called Gomukh, and you can actually go there, you can trek there. I've been there myself 3 times. You can trek up to the glacier and you can see where she comes out of the cave.
Yes.
So that's the story.
That's the story.
Yeah, of Ganga.
Yeah, and most of the sadhus and saints and Mahatmas actually, they really honor Mother Ganga. And as we say, according to the tradition, that when you go and take a dip in the river, if Ganges, you get sanctified. And also your 7 generations before and 7 generations after, they all get the blessings from Mother Ganga. So that's the reason why we pray to Mother Ganga and respect her.
And I guess the whole Kumbh Mela is centered around
all
her.
about that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So there's so many different stories, but I guess that's the main one in terms of her power. And I guess even in India's history, it was recognized that the biochemistry, the actual physical biochemistry of Ganges water is different than other waters. So you may recall the British East India Company, who did a lot of damage in India, of course, but they also traveled on boats all around the world, and what would happen is their water would go bad on the long journeys. Then they came to hear of the Ganges water, and when they took Ganges water on their journeys, the water stayed pure. And so even in the West, it is known that Ganges water is very powerful, even if they don't pray to her the way that we do, but it's known that the Ganges water is actually even physically different than any other water on earth.
Yeah.
And what a wonderful explanation, and just listening to the story of Lord Shiva, but he comes to the rescue of everyone every time. Bholenath, when the Sagar Manthan happened, the Vishwa, he had to take it. So when Ganga Ji came on earth, he was there to protect. But as I said, wonderful legend, and that's quite a good observation made there on the East India Company, and when the boats were there, that took water from Ganga and it would not go bad. Yeah, so
It actually contains a lot more oxygen water. So it's very highly oxygenated water, and it's actually said that all the power of all the Shaktis actually finds their place on earth through Ganges water. So she's very, very powerful, and I guess we'd like to honour her here in Brisbane.
And that is just once again, as I mentioned, wonderful. So, okay, it's happening right here in Brisbane, and people will definitely come. So when they come, what can they expect when they come along to Ganga Aarathi?
During Ganga Aarathi, we will do lots and lots of chanting, mantras and kirtans, and also waving of the Aarathi, the lamp to Ma Ganga. And everybody will participate, everyone, whoever will be there, they will be given a chance to wave the lamp to Mother River, Brisbane, and it would be nice to see everybody, and unity is the main thing, be uniting together to celebrate such a festival for the river.
Yeah, and I guess too, it's going to be starting around 3:30 because the sun goes down at 5. So we will be starting on time, so that we can do our program. Everyone will have a chance, to do the Aarathi to the river. It's at Orley Park in West End, so it's right on the river. So it's a really beautiful spot.
It's a nice spot.
Yeah, so we're saying to people, bring your picnic blankets or bring a little chair to sit on if you can't sit on the floor there. We'll have some mats, and we'll all get together as a community and perform the Ganga Aarathi. So we've actually booked the space at Orley Park.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was going to be one of my questions about the location itself. Okay, but before we go into that, we've been talking about Ganga Aarathi. We have now heard about Ganga, but I think it would be remiss of us if we didn't touch on Aarathi itself. People will be wearing that lamp itself. So the importance of Aarathi, if we could
Do you want to explain that?
Aarti is I always say that when you do lots and lots of Aarti, actually it prepares you for your Aarti. Aarti means for liberation, means your last day on this earth. So when you do lots and lots of Aarti and connecting with the divine, and merging into the reality of life, it actually helps you to understand the power of your reality, means who you really are, the Atma, the soul, who is actually taken a human body. And what's this human body is for? Our human body is just to serve. And I think so that is one of the best things which we can explain within ourselves, that we are here to respect. And Aarti means respect. We are respecting and honoring any form of deities or any form of God or any form of person in reality. Anyway, it's a sign of respect to anybody. And that's what Aarti means for me.
And I guess our forefathers were brilliant scientists and so spiritual, and they put the two together.
Yes.
So I think this meaning of Aarti, it's so true in terms of what it benefits us.
Yeah.
At the scientific level, when the priest performs Aarti, for example, in a temple where the prana pratishtha has happened on the deity, so the energy of that deity is there, in the stone, because prana pratishtha has been done, prana has been put into the deity. When the flame is waved around in front of the deity, some of the qualities, that energy of the deity go into the flame. That's why when we do Aarti, we don't want people to walk in front of the Aarti plate. We want that transmission to happen between the deity and the flame. And that's why when we finish, we show it to the congregation who take that energy like this. So often we do these things that we don't even know why we are doing it, but this is the explanation of how it benefits us, and our forefathers understood the science behind it as well.
And that's why it's important. That's the trust and belief which we have in preparation for such things, for our inner soul.
Yeah, so I guess we'll be trying to take that energy of the Brisbane River on that day. And if you think about it, we're always cursing that poor river. It's the reason for our traffic jams, and she floods, and all sorts of things. But actually, she's our mother, so we want to show her a bit of love.
Exactly. And when we look at our First Nations people as well, they respect Mother Earth and the river. They always have a lot of respect for Mother River as well. So that's wonderful, and it's a great explanation of Aarti. Looking at Ganga Aarathi, where in India and around the world is this being done?
So there is Aarti happening all around India where there is Ganga. So the place which we have been connected and we go there all the time is in Rishikesh, and the ashram is called Parmarth Niketan. I've spent a lot of time doing my penance and our pilgrimage. Marina has been to Gangotri as well, and we have been to Gangotri and Gaumukh. Also Haridwar, Brindavan. Just last few months ago we were in Ayodhya, where we did Aarti to the Saryu River, which is where Lord Rama merged into it. So there are so many sacred rivers in India, and one of the most sacred place, which is very interesting if you ever go to India, is a place called Deoprayag, where the two rivers are meeting. One is Bhagirathi and Alaknanda and Bhagirathi. They're meeting together, and you can see the two rivers which are merging. One is brown in color, one is blue in color, and then when they merge together, they turn into another color which is sort of like green. It's very beautiful to see. You can see the two colors of river meeting together. So these are the sacred places where the Aartis are happening, and we got very much inspired. For the last 27 years we've been traveling to India, and we have attended nearly all the time. Whenever we go to India, we do the Aarti program, and it's so interesting to see how the Aarti has been done. So the greatest thank you to Swamiji from Parmarth Niketan, which has actually given us this opportunity to bring Mother Nature together and respect Mother Nature. So it is his inspiration which I feel, and he has given us this opportunity to do this to all the people, and he's connecting everybody together over there. And in Haridwar as well. Haridwar is amazing. When you go attend the Aarti in Haridwar, it's just amazing to see how many people come and respect Mother Ganga.
And don't forget Varanasi.
And Varanasi
is really
as well.
famous for
We
Ganga
were there
Aarati.
last year. This just few months ago as well, and it's amazing to see the Aarti at Varanasi. So all these places in India, wherever you go, there is respect for the Mother Ganga.
Actually, Umesh, you were asking even around the world. So when we were in Rishikesh just recently for the International Yoga Festival, Swami Chidanand mentioned that he had attended Ganga Aarathi in Mississippi, and they were doing Aarati to the Mississippi River, and he was kind of singing Ganga Aarati to Mississippi. And I think what's happened is probably that inspiration has gone around the world. I believe that the Swami Narayan movement might have done one in Sydney. I think I might have seen that maybe last year. So I guess that inspiration of Ganga Aarati is moving around the world, which is really great. So let's see if we can establish a tradition in Brisbane.
And that is just amazing. And you are so blessed to have visited all those places of pilgrimage, as you describe all that, one can't help but feel like, I really want to see all those places as well. Some of those places I have seen, but not all of them. So in conclusion, who is behind the program and how can people get involved?
Well, I guess who's behind it more formally is not just Salish and Marina. We have the Sai Baba Temple at Virginia, and we've got quite a nice network of people who are all helping out to put Ganga Aarati together. And as part of that temple, we also have the SSM Charitable Foundation, Shiva Shakti Ma Charitable Foundation.
Yeah.
And one of our objectives of that foundation is to help all of us to connect to our own divine nature, but also to connect to the divine nature in Mother Nature. So it really fulfills the objectives actually of that foundation. So we've done other things like tree planting and things like that, but this is the first time we're actually putting like a bhakti element into some of that seva. So that's who's behind it, and people can please become involved. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. Come along on the day, and we have plans for other big festivals. So, watch this space.
And the big thank you to Umesh Bhaiya for allowing us, to support us. And the best thing which he's been doing in Brisbane, supporting everybody for doing a good cause for every community. So we are very thankful to you as well for allowing us and sponsoring us as well to do this event and make this event a great event.
That's
so
right.
Thank you so much.
Because getting the word out isn't that easy.
That's easy.
So this is a really great way to get the word out. We would love to have lots of people there. It's the first time we're doing it. We'll just see how it goes. But if people are interested, we'll make it bigger and better next year. And we would love to also make it more multicultural. And as what you said, Umesh, it's very sacred to Indigenous people. It would be wonderful perhaps next year to have other cultural groups involved to all express their devotion to the water element, and we could all do that together in our own way. We're keeping it quite simple this year, but let's see where this goes. Maybe it's the first of many more.
And thank you very much. And as you mentioned, together is the only way. Together is the way forward. We don't leave anyone behind. Take everyone. And all inclusive events are always so much better. So they get out that message of unity in everyone. Events like this cannot be exclusive, and it must be inclusive. And thank you very much for all your efforts on everything that you're doing out in the community. Also, as you mentioned before, that this is not the only thing, all the other activities that you do, enlightening people, getting a lot of people, enlightened and enriched with the culture and connection with the culture and moving forward. So once again, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
Jai Gange, we'll hope to see you all soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.